I'm at the Chalice Well this morning, and you can see my view here up to Glastonbury Tor, and it's a bit windy this morning, so I hope the sound's okay. I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see me, but just kind of brace yourself because I'm looking particularly rough today. I haven't got ready or anything yet, so this is me this morning, looking gorgeous. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's kind of fitting that I look this way because I'm single again. Hooray! Well, I was in a relationship-ish with this guy who I met when I pretty much first came down here. I think I came to Glastonbury in May, and I think I met him in the summer, like maybe August, September-ish maybe. Yeah, and I just come out of this 8-year relationship, so I was just taking it easy, and I wasn't really putting too much pressure on it or anything like that. Let me just adjust this a little bit so I don't want you, like, you know, getting sick watching this. So it was all just nice and easy. I didn't want to make too much out of it, too much of a commitment, and it was fine, it was nice. But after a little bit of time, I started to notice that the guy really didn't see eye to eye with me on a lot of things. In terms of my work, which I really value, I don't think he was particularly interested in that, which, fine, you know, you don't have to share everything that I do. So, you know, I took that for what it was. But then after a while, it started being these little comments, always kind of aimed at me. So if there was anything that went wrong, then it wasn't the product's fault, or it wasn't the shop's fault, or it wasn't anyone else's kind of thing. It was always me. I just thought, okay. So the finger was firmly pointed at me. And then the kind of clincher was, we went for a meal. And I had, during Mercury retrograde, I had major issues with electricity and appliances and my website and everything. And one of the things that happened was I'm on the bulletproof diet at the moment, and part of that is you make this kind of butter coffee in the morning, which is kind of gross, don't try it. And you have to kind of blend it. And I bought this machine, a NutriBullet, to blend this coffee. So you put butter in it, you put a bit of oil in it, and then you make this coffee. You blend it so it gets frothy and it's not all greasy. Bit of wind there. So I'd been doing it for like 2 weeks, and I'm doing it again this morning. And suddenly the machine just explodes. The whole kitchen is covered in coffee, and it's not just coffee, it's like oily coffee. So it's like seeping into the walls. And it hit the ceiling and everything. It was a mess. I mean, I've sorted it out now, but it was a mess. So I told this guy about it, and rather than say, oh no, you know, that really sucks, or why did the machine explode, his immediate reaction was, do you think there might be something wrong with you? And I just thought, you know, I'm not really having this. I've been in this 8-year relationship, which had its problems, but I certainly knew that that Keith loved me. Okay, I always knew that he loved me, and I still love him in many ways. In terms of, you know, that's 8 years of your life, so that's an important person in your life, whether it worked out or not. But this person, I really started to get the sense that he thought there was something lacking in me, or there was something wrong with me. And I just thought, I'm not going to get out of a 8-year relationship to replace it with a relationship that's even worse in many ways. Someone who doesn't value me, who doesn't appreciate me, and who thinks I'm lacking in some way. And I feel like I'm worth more than that at this stage. I love what I do. I love my work. I believe in it, and I work really hard at it. I try my best with it. You know, as anyone who watches this channel will know and will have seen, there are certain things I'm not so good at. Like everybody, I have flaws. But the work that I do, I really care about, and I work hard at. And I just thought, I don't need to have someone in my life who I'm intimate with and who really doesn't make any kind of positive contribution, who thinks that I'm flawed in some way, that I'm lacking, and that's his main thought about me. I don't see why I should include someone like that in my life. I want someone in my life who appreciates me for who I am, who encourages me, who maybe even recognizes that I have skills and talents, and who feels like it's a positive thing to be part of my life. And I don't think I'm being unrealistic, and even if I am unrealistic and wrong, then I don't want to be right. That's how I want my relationships to be. I want someone who makes me want to grow and thrive and become a better version of myself. That's what I'm looking for, that's what I want. I'm at the Chalice Well this morning, and there's a few people coming up the path now. So I'm just gonna take a little break, and then I'll keep talking once they've passed. I bet they're gonna sit down right next to me. Yeah. Well, while that's happening, I'll show you some of these fossils here in the stones. This is near the Jurassic coast, so you've got all these little sea anemones and creatures and stuff. So where was I? Yeah, especially I think if you're intimate with someone, and if you allow someone into the most personal part of your life, then they've got to contribute something. They've got to either make you feel good or positive. And it's like, why am I allowing you access to me when you don't really value me or appreciate me that much? So yeah, I am waiting for that thing that is really magical in terms of relationship and romance. I'm not gonna lower my standards. I'm not gonna just accept someone who thinks I should, be part of their life and just fall into place and just nothing special. I'm not doing that. I'm not settling for that. I'm 34 years old, and I'm gonna keep looking until I find what I'm looking for. I was actually looking at my chart the other day. I never do that, but I wanted to just kind of check in with what was happening in terms of my own life and what's going on. And I've got Chiron in my first house. Chiron is the wounded healer, so a big part of my personality is this wounded healerness. I mean, I think part of why I am able to do what I do is because I have had a lot of difficulties in my life, and I can empathize, and I'm sensitive, and I know what a lot of people are talking about when they're talking about their struggles, because I've been there myself. But what I noticed as well was Mars and Uranus. Mars is sitting in my 4th house of family, and Mars is the archetypal male. For me, because I'm gay, that's what I'm looking for. And Mars is in Leo. So I'm looking for this really, it makes it quite difficult, because I'm looking for this really hyperly masculine type of person, like not just a normal, I'm looking for like masculine squared, like a big guy, 6'5" at least, a beard, probably really muscly, sporty, really just, that's what I'm looking for. So I've got this major attraction towards this hyper masculinity, this hyper male archetype, and that makes it a little bit more difficult, because I don't know, I mean, I think everyone struggles with relationships, but for me to be interested in someone like that just narrows down the field quite significantly. And then the other thing is Uranus in the 7th, and Uranus is chaos, and it's the maverick, and it's eccentricity, and the 7th house is relationships. So I do relationships differently anyway, and I expect a lot from my relationships. So that's partly why I am going to go my own way, and I am going to expect certain things. And to keep it very simple, I've got a choice now. I can either try and find what I'm looking for, or I can give up and I can settle. And I'm not certain that I'm going to find someone who I'm genuinely in love with and who's genuinely in love with me. I don't know that, but I'd rather take the risk and embrace the uncertainty of that and possibly even end up alone. I'd rather do that than be with someone who doesn't appreciate or value me. So that's the decision I've made. And when I wind down, when I relax, I meditate, but I also, just a helicopter thing. There's a lot of noise considering we're out in the middle of the country. To relax, I do watch dumb TV, and I particularly like reality TV, and I particularly watch The Real Housewives of Orange County. And I'm going to admit that it's the perfect relaxation viewing, because you watch it, you don't think anything, your brain just goes into this really low gear. It's very relaxing. You just watch these women go shopping or argue or whatever, and I find it relaxing. Like ASMR videos, I find The Real Housewives relaxing. And actually, there's this one woman on there, Vicky Gunvalson, and she has said that she's terrified of being alone, and that's why she puts up with these people who really are no good. Like, they lie and they make up stories, and the rest of the family dislikes them. And I'm also not that thrilled about being alone, but I'm certainly not going to put up with anybody because of that fear. I'm going to face the fear, I'm going to feel the fear and do it anyway. And I think that's a better way forward. So that's what I've decided. So, that's it. Just thought I'd share that with you guys and let you know where I'm at, and I will catch you soon.